Yo, mic check, 1 2 1 2. What it do? It's your boy about to do a podcast. It's the Missourian mammal. It's the Missouri mole rat. It's the molasses malamute. It's the I don't know what I'm doing there. What the fuck is up, guys? It's been like 3 months since we've done a podcast. Your boy's been fucked up. The name of this episode will kind of explain, a little bit of what's been going on. I've just been fucking depressed, and I know we've talked about this on another episode before, and it's kind of how it happens, right? I'll have fucking cycles of like, I'm up, I'm down, I'm in the middle, I'm on cloud fucking 9, then I'm down in the depths of hell. It just kind of is how it is with my brain sometimes. I don't know. I don't think I'm really depressed. I think I've also talked about this in another episode. I don't think I'm really depressed. I think I'm like situationally depressed, right? Shit's just been not fucking good for your boy here lately. We were cutting grass for a while, doing our own thing on the side, working for my old boss through the week. And then I was renting his shit and doing my stuff on the weekends. It was going great. We were making some money. I got a truck. Like, there's a lot to fucking talk about. I don't even know if I covered in another podcast. We might have, though. It's been so long, I don't fucking remember, man. So we'll just start from there, and then we'll work forward what's kind of been going on. So I got a truck. A buddy of mine hooked me up with the deal, let me make a down payment on it, and then I was paying him every week to get the truck. Going good, going great. Still got the truck, still working fine. Went and got a loan against it so I could lower the payments, because I was paying him like $1,000 a month, and during the summertime that was fine, that was doable. It wasn't fine, but it was doable. We were hustling. Wintertime's kind of, come up, so I was like, let's go get a loan, which I did. Got the payments lowered way, way, way down. I still plan on this summer paying it off by doing the same thing. Just mowing full time, doing my own thing on the weekends if I have to, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. I think that's like the only like major thing. Actually, the side of my fucking trailer caught on fire. Neighbor's house caught on fire, something in their front yard, something under their porch. I don't even fucking know. It's been like 2 months now. Dealing with insurance is a nightmare. Anyone who's had to do that knows all about that. Their front porch caught on fire, dude. We come home. I see smoke. I hear the fire trucks behind me driving home, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna drive fast. I'm not gonna pull over for this fire truck. Drive fast, didn't pull over, got into the trailer park. I see the smoke coming up from the end of the street, and I'm like, oh shit. I start thinking, I'm like, damn, the fire trucks were just behind me. Dude, they're coming here. And it's on our street, at the end of the street. I'm like, dude, is our fucking house on fire right now? So we start driving down the road. I look, and I'm like, okay, it's not us. And then, we bend right past that house and see the whole front side of their house is engulfed in fucking flames, dude. Fire trucks are coming, So it got so hot that it burned the entire side of our trailer, like halfway down the trailer. We have a 72-foot trailer, I think. So, yeah, like 36 feet at least. All the sidings melted off, like you could see behind the trailer, which if you guys don't know, trailers are made very fucking cheaply, very shitty. It's literally just insulation and like this thin piece of like white fucking foam. Okay? And then you have like your studs there's no barrier to the outside of your house. You're literally living in like a styrofoam fucking box. Besides around the door frame, around the windows, shit like that. So kind of messed up for what they charge you, honestly. That's just a racket, which I just never really knew. You don't know what you don't know. But anyway, so half the house is fucking burned up now. We've been dealing with insurance. We originally filed a claim through our insurance, and then they're trying to like not pay for the whole siding on the trailer because our policy doesn't do that. And I'm like, okay, well, we didn't start the fucking fire, so why does that matter? Why don't you go after their insurance? Give me, I want all of my siding fixed. I didn't start the fire. I don't want mismatched siding on my trailer. This trailer's like 8 years old, 9 years old now. Good luck finding, even if you do find the same color, my stuff has been oxidized by the sun. It's worn out. It's not going to match. And we've talked about this before on the podcast, but I want to fix this fucking thing up and sell it. So we're dealing with that, which is annoying. It's just a pain, dude. It's a nightmare. And before I even get into the rest of this shit, I do want to say, like, there's no excuse for not doing a podcast. Like, for as long as it's been, and I haven't done a podcast, I really don't have a good reason for that. I was kind of busy for a little while, but that's still no excuse, no reason. Like I said, I just been fucking, like, depressed, man. We quit mowing. I've been doing, like, I was helping my buddy with junk removal. I've been doing deliveries. I helped some other guy do some landscaping stuff. Like, I just been bouncing around doing odds and end jobs, trying to make shit work out, So I've been stressed as fuck about money because I'm the sole provider of 6 fucking people, right? So yeah, I just haven't even when I get like in the mood, like this podcast, I've literally had for over 2 months now this idea to do this podcast. Literally the name, the subject matter, everything that I was going to do. Okay, it's been at least 2 months. And I just couldn't, every time I just wouldn't do it, man. I just wouldn't do it. I'd procrastinate, do something else. It's kind of a pain in the ass. It's not even, dude. It took me like 5 minutes to settle this shit up. Again, I'm making excuses. Like, it's not even that fucking hard. I pull 2 boxes out, get the microphone out, headset's in the same box, and then I get this little interface thing out, set up the tripod, set up my phone, hit record. Like, that's literally it, okay? There's literally zero reason for me not doing this shit. Besides lack of discipline. And that's going to be, again, you'll notice in the name of the podcast, lack of discipline is the problem. And that's really stems down to every fucking issue in my entire life is lack of discipline, lack of routine, lack of structure. And I know I'm not the only one out there. I know a lot of you guys are struggling from the same fucking thing. I just can't find... I got to work on it, man. I got to stop saying I can't. I can do it. I need to do it. I can do it 100%. You see your boy Grinched out. We're Grinched out over here. This is actually my son's beanie, but whatever. It's the holidays. We got Christmas in 4 days. Yeah, 4 days. It'll be 3 by the time I put this podcast out. Yeah, it's been a long time, guys. Christmas, man. I've been stressing about, like, how am I going to pay for Christmas? How my kid's going to get any gifts? Like, what are we going to do? Luckily, I know a guy. I reached out. He does a lot of charity work. He actually hooked us up. He got gifts for all of my kids. I'm eternally grateful. Yeah, I don't know what we would do without the community, honestly. Our hot water heater went out. Our furnace went out. We've been using 2 fucking, what are they called? Space heaters to warm the trailer. Luckily, we live in a trailer. Another blessing, though, my fiance's mom, she goes to a church. They had somebody come out and look at it. They're going to get together with the church, and they're going to replace the board. Is like fried. It's just old, I guess. It's rusted out. Doesn't work anymore. And that should get our furnace back online, which is great. Water heater, the heating element just went out. I just got this stuff in tonight to fix it. Just going to drain that bad boy. Going to drain it. I need to vacuum the calcium out. We got hard water out here in where we live. It's trash. So I'm going to get the calcium buildup out of the water heater and then replace the elements. I already did the thermostats. That was like a $65 fix. Not a huge deal. I replaced the top thermostat. which gave us a little bit of hot water. So we've had like the last week, we've been able to take like 5-minute showers or less, you know, so it's not been terrible, but we're getting by over here, you know. You win some, you fucking lose some, dog. Life is a roller coaster full of ups and downs. I was talking to my buddy Todd today. He owns a concrete company. I've talked about him before, I think in the very first podcast. Dude's just, you know, he's all around fucking, he's like 56 or 53 or something like that. And he fucking works out twice a day, every day, lays concrete, finishes concrete still. Dude, he's just very disciplined, very routine. Like I talked to him and he was, you know, we were talking about God and faith and all this stuff. And I'll kind of get into that in a second, but, he's like, you know, you ask for something, right? You ask God for something, you ask the higher, whatever, you ask for it, okay? He's going to test you. He's going to give you what you're asking for, but it's kind of that like, you ask a genie for a wish, right? And he's going to give you the wish you want, but it's not going to be like directly, right? And it might take some time. You know, patience, wealth, all this stuff. Is you're going to be tested, right? Can you even handle the blessings that you're trying to receive? Are you ready to actually receive those blessings? Are you going to squander them? Are you going to not do the right thing? Are you going to be a bad person? Like if you got some money, are you in the position where you're going to just go full tilt, dude, start doing drugs and, you know, banging hookers and just going off the deep end? Or are you going to, you know, put that money back into your community? Are you going to help other families? Or like, what are you going to do? You know, that's just wealth, for example. Like, what are you going to do? Are you really ready to receive what you're asking for? And sometimes I look back and I'm like, I want all this shit, but am I really ready? Am I ready? And then you get tested again. You get tested again. You get tested again. And maybe until you pass it, or, you know, I don't know. We're putting a real hypothetical here. I don't know what's true, what's not, what's, you know, accurate, whatever. But I feel like that's kind of how it is. Like, you just don't get things, you know? At least I don't. Not from what I've experienced. Outside of my kids being healthy, beautiful, smart, you know, all of that stuff, like, my life's kind of fucking in shambles. But I take that for granted too, you know? Like, I should just be thankful for what I have, be patient, keep grinding, keep working. Just know that it will come, okay? So kind of to get into a little more, I was gonna do one podcast, talk about, you know, being depressed and all that, and don't mind this. I was doing my daughter's nails and she wanted me to do mine, so, you know, we kind of just had a little fun with it. We only did the one. What was I saying? Oh, depression. Right. I was going to do this podcast about depression, discipline, this, that, and the other. And then I was going to do another follow-up podcast after this about kind of just what else I've been doing. But I think we're just going to run, you know, a little longer if we do that. I don't know. I might be able to fit it all into this hour. So, again, situationally depressed, man. Like, my situation has just been very fucking bad, and it feels like I can't win. It feels like I can't get a break, dude. I've applied to literally 50 fucking jobs. And I mean, I have management experience. I got warehouse experience. I got, like, I am overqualified for a lot of these jobs that I'm applying for. And it just doesn't, I don't get it, man. I had one interview, maybe two. I had 2 interviews, I think. One was for a restaurant kitchen manager. I did not want to do that shit again. You guys know my experience with B-dubs. That was fucking awful. I really didn't want to do that again. So I just didn't do that one. Not going to lie to you. But then I had a warehouse interview. Didn't get that job. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? So, like, then I'm all depressed, down again, right? But I got into a side hustle called Spark. Some of you that are my gig workers will know what I'm talking about. It's kind of a delivery service. Not kind of, it is a delivery service for Walmart. They do like GameStop, Walmart, Home Depot, I think like a couple other weird fucking like Froyo, some weird shit. Anyways, you could do shopping for people like Instacart. and then you can do just straight up delivery where you go to Walmart, do the pickup, and then drop it off. So I did that like 2 years ago, and it was very good, especially around this time of the year. Very good. I had a notification pop up on my phone. Hey, your insurance is expired. I was like, fuck it. I got the truck. I got insurance on it. Let's scan it and see what happens. So I scanned in the insurance, went through. I'm like, okay, bet. Let's turn on fucking Spark. I tried to do it last year, and it just was dead. There was no money to be made. There was nothing, right? So I didn't mess with it for a whole year. I've been doing that for the last 2 weeks. I did good last week. I've been working 7 days, and I did good this week too. I think we're on day 5 or day 6. It's Saturday right now. And then I'll Spark again tomorrow, but we've done okay this week too. So I know it's very hard to get into. There's like a lot of people on a waiting list. I mean, depending on your area, you might be able to jump on. If so, just go to the fucking App Store, go to the Play Store, download Spark, get on, dude. It's been killer. A saving grace right now for me and my family. I don't do Uber. I tried to do Uber a while back. That seemed like a fucking waste of time and didn't make any money, especially since I got a truck. I get shitty gas mileage. Haven't tried Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash or none of that. But it's just another side hustle. So yeah, I've been doing that. It's been good. So anybody out there listening needs a little extra cash, try it. It might work for you, might not. You know, I'm just throwing it out there. That's been getting us by. I had to drink some water, man. Energy drinks all day, no water. Bang! Yeah, so we've been doing that. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with the podcast, you've been listening to the episodes. You know the last episode I did with Josh he's gonna fucking kill me. Brachter, I don't know how to say his last name. But either way, it was about the stock market. It was about trading in the stock market. Specifically, I think options is what we focused on mainly. But since the last time I did that podcast, I did finally join the Discord. I did get a Webull account. I did dabble in options a little bit. I've kind of gotten fucking burned on that. I think I've lost like $200. It's mostly my fault. Not paying attention, just being new, making the wrong fucking play. Hasn't been the best. But anyways, I've been in the Discord. Other people in options are fucking killing it. It's kind of like one of those things, like if the more money you have, the better it is. Because if you pick the right play, you could buy one option, and let's say you get a 70% gain on that option, right? Whether you did a call or a put, which is like you think it's going to go up or it's going to go down. Whatever you picked, let's say you have a 70% gain. Well, if I only can buy one contract, I might make $70, you know, depending on the contract. Now, if you could buy 10 contracts, that's $700, right? Well, my account, the way it was, I could only buy one, maybe 2 contracts at most. And if you pick the wrong one, you make the wrong play. I got too impatient. I, try to do too much. Also, I was trading in a margin account instead of a cash account, and the margin account, you can only do like 3 day trades per fucking week, which really screws you when you're trying to do some of these options plays, because some of them are not long term. They're like literally same day. I'm going to buy this option, I'm going to buy these contracts, and I'm going to sell them within an hour, 2 hours, maybe right before the day closes out. Just whenever you're getting profit, you just flip it, gone. So that's how I was doing it. Well, sometimes I would buy a contract and I'd already used 3 of my day trades and I didn't realize it. Okay. So then I go to exercise the contract, sell it, whatever. And I can't because I'm stuck. I can't make any more trades. Okay. Well then boom, all of a sudden that goes fucking negative. Oh, I just took a loss on my account, right? Account's not very big. You do that once or twice, you can get hurt, So then I switched to a cash account, which took me a while to figure out how to do, but that one lets you buy and sell same day as many times as you want. So it's not bad. If you're going to do it, I would suggest doing that. if that's how you're going to play it out. If you're going to hold them for a long time, you could do the just regular margin account. Doesn't really fucking matter. Either way, so I've been in this Discord. I've been trying to learn how to trade. I met a few people in there. All great guys. Wonderful, fantastic fucking community. If you've been following me on Facebook, if you've been following Josh, I invited a bunch of people. That last podcast, if you went to any of his socials, you see how well he's doing in a small account, which is his $90 to 100K. He's up like 600% right now. If I had been patient and followed every play he made, we'd be in the same boat. But I'm very fucking patient, and I'm working on that. Anyway, so I met somebody who does futures trading. Now, I still don't fully understand what futures trading is. I think it's just you could trade after hours. When the market's closed, you're allowed to trade. So you could trade overnight from, I think, 5 or 5:30 until the very next day, until 3 o'clock. And then you're closed out for like 2 hours between 3 and 5 p.m. Or 3 and 5:30, I think. I still don't fully know. So I talked to this dude, and I see all these people posted in the fucking winner's circle, like how much money they're making every day. You know, $300, $400. You know, some people are making $1,000. There's a fucking guy who made $4,000, and a guy who made $6,000 in one day, dude. Okay? So I'm like, fuck, let me get on these futures, right? Let me figure this shit out. So he tells me about this website called Top Step, okay? And I'm going to put a link to this shit in the description of this episode. It's called Top Step. Now you go there, okay, and it costs $50 to open an account. Now, when you open this account, it gives you access to $50,000 worth of capital. Okay, now here's the caveat. You cannot lose more than $2,000 on that account, or it's done. And you have to spend another $50 to get a new account. Now, the other caveat is you have to make, okay, it's like a trial. They put you through a trial when you first sign up. You have to make $3,000 within 30 days before losing $2,000. It's honestly not that hard. Now, I will tell you, I burned like 5 accounts, okay, but I did finally get funded, okay, which means I passed the $3,000 in 30 days, and I did it in 2 days. Now, the other 5 accounts I burned those, but I was trying to do it in 2 days. I was taking bad trades that I shouldn't have been taking. I was, again, being impatient. Just like I burned my options account, I burned myself on these accounts. Luckily, they were just $50. I mean, it adds up, especially when you don't have fucking money. But I knew, like, this was something that could work, right? And on this last time around, I was more strategic. So I've been in this Discord for like 3 months now. Just watching, lurking, lingering, asking questions, talking to people, you know, kind of just figuring everything out. Futures I've been doing for like 2 weeks now, 3 at the most. But I think 2 weeks. So that's all I've been in. 2 weeks trading the stock market. Okay. That's it. And I've passed a funded account. Now, if I would have taken the full 30 days on that very first account, I hit 1,500 in one day. Okay, on my very first try, and then I traded after hours stupidly. So I'm a noob. Didn't know what I was doing. No one else was in the Discord. I was kind of just going rogue, doing my own thing. Burned my account, lost my money. Boom, opened a new account. Traded overnight, blew that one up. Traded overnight again, blew that one up. Trading overnight is very volatile, dude. It's hard to read the charts. I don't suggest that you can make money, and we'll get to that in a second, but it's hard. It's harder. So on this last account, I took it slow. Okay, I watched the charts. I hung out in the Discord. I listened to people make call outs. I rode some good trends. Right. We've also gotten lucky in these last couple days, dude. The stock market has been fucking up, down, dude. 1,000 points, 500 points, 300 points. Crazy moves. Points are just dollars. So every dollar is a point. I trade on the NASDAQ specifically, but you could trade on the S&P 500, Russell. I think there's a few others and futures that you can do, like gold. You could trade on like agriculture stuff. You could trade on silver. I don't know what all you could do. There's a lot of trading you can do on that. But I specifically do the NASDAQ because that's just what I learned on. I'm trying to get into the S&P 500. That one's a little less volatile. It does not move as much or as fast, so it's a nice middle ground. You can kind of track the swings, kind of see what the market wants to do, and you can get in, get out, ride a wave, whatever. But on this last account, that's what I did. I kind of was gambling in the beginning, I think, more than anything else. Gambling and being impatient. Killer. Trading is literally 90% mental. And if you can conquer that, dude, you can do very well. Okay. So I'm going to talk about that here in a second. This last account, I made $1,500 on a volatile day. The market was just fucking skyrocketing up. I hopped in real quick with like 25 contracts, made, I think, $1,500 in 2 trades. It took me like 5 minutes or less, right? Just because entering the market at the right time, right? And then I locked myself out of my account, waited. Okay, well, I always check the market at nighttime, and I've been doing better about not actually trading, just watching the market, because you kind of want to see, get set up for like what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay. So I'm sitting there watching it. I knew what happened during the day because I traded that day. We had a huge rise to the top, right? So nighttime comes up, night markets are in. It's starting to go down at the very beginning of the night rally. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, and I'm in the Discord, and I'm talking to people, and I'm like, dude, I think the market's going to go down. I was like, I think it's going to start fucking going down. It's going to dip. I wait. It starts dropping slowly, and I'm like, fuck, I should have got in. I should have got in. And I was like, man, I told myself I wouldn't trade at night. Okay, well, I made a few trades on shorts because, like I said, I thought it was going to go down, and it started going down. I made like $400. And I'm like, I'm just watching the market, and I'm like, fuck, dude. I was like, I'm going in. So I start shorting this thing, right? We're up by the end of the night. I'm up $1,600 in like 2 hours. Okay. So come the next day, I'm done. I've made my $3,000 in 2 days. Okay. Now I get on the practice account. Dude, I do $4,000, guys. $4,000 in 1 day of trading. Okay. So I made $7,000 in 2 days on these practice accounts. Okay. Just to show you what's possible. I've been trading for 2 fucking weeks and I made $7,000 in 2 days. Now, I don't get to keep that money because I wasn't funded yet. But again, I made that $3,000. So guess what? Boom, we got funded. We are now in the process of making real cash. So phase 2, you spend $150 to validate your account or whatever that puts you to funded status where you can make real money. Now, for 5 days, you have to make $200 or more. That's it for 5 days, which I told you guys how easy that is. You could do that in 5 fucking minutes. I promise you. Okay. I've been doing this for 2 weeks. You could do that in 5 minutes. Now, this is the other thing. Okay. I'm going to tell you this real quick and then I'll go into my tangent. So 5 days of $200 or more in the green. Okay. Now at the end of that 5 days, you can start to receive payouts. Now you get 50% of everything you made in that first 5 days. Okay. The other 50% stays in the account and it's kind of like a buffer zone or a safe zone. Now, once you pass phase 2, you enter into phase 3. Now phase 3, you have to make green days, which is positive any number. Okay. Any number. It could be $1 as long as you're green for 30 days. Okay. I don't think it has to be consecutive. It just has to be 30 days 30 days total. I don't think they have to be in a row. I'll have to clarify that, but I don't think so. Now, once you do that, you are fully funded. Okay. You can take out 100% of your profits. Now, here's the other great thing, right? Top Step allows you to have up to 5 total trading accounts. Okay. Now, with that being said, you can copy your trades from one account to all the other ones or one other one or however you want to do it. Okay. So if you have 5 funded accounts and you copy and paste your one account, let's say you make $300 on that one account, that is now $1,500 for the day, because every single one of those 5 accounts gets $300. We're talking about, for most people out there, this is life-changing, guys. What I tell you, you can make $300 in 5 minutes. You can make $200 in 5 minutes. 100%, it's very doable. Coming from a guy who was making $25 an hour, that's a 10-hour day for me, okay? 10 hours, I make what I make in 5 minutes pressing buttons on the fucking computer, okay? When I tell you people that this is life-changing, I'm not exaggerating. Okay, there's a little bit of due diligence you have to do. There's a little bit of work you're going to have to put in to figure out the markets. You're going to have to spend a little bit of money. I pay $60 a month for my Discord. I will also put the link to that below this video, but it is well worth it. Also, to be totally transparent, I am an affiliate with this Discord at this point. So I do make a little kickback if you sign up under my affiliate link. Now, with that being said, I would not advocate, I don't get anything through TopStep, okay? I'm not an affiliate for TopStep in any way, shape, or form. Now, with that being said, I would not recommend something to you guys unless I was 99% certain that it was a good thing, or at minimum had the potential to be good, okay? That's just the type of person I am. I know what it's like to be fucked over. Go back to episode like 3 or 4. We talked about that, right? I don't do people like that. If I'm telling you something, it's because I truly believe it. With all my being, I think it is the right thing, okay? I might be wrong, but I believe it when I'm telling it to you. I would not steer you in the wrong direction. Now, I've been trying to get my friends on this. I've been showing them the screenshots. I've been, sharing the same information with them. I'm probably going to make a TikTok about this too, or I might just clip this and put it on TikTok. That's what I should do. I'm fucking lazy though. So, with that being said, you are going to have to do some due diligence. You're going to have to put some time in. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to play with the market. Now, like I said, there is a practice account on TopStep. When you pay the $50, you get a real account and you get a practice account. You can play on the practice account. Don't be afraid to do that. I'm just an idiot who is impulsive, okay? And I learned by doing, and I still could have done it on the practice account, instead of burning 6 accounts. Again, hindsight's 20/20, but I'm telling you, if I would have taken my time and played on the practice account, I feel like I could have gotten funded on that first account in the first try. I'm 99.9% certain of that looking back on it. If I would have just controlled my impulses, I could have gotten funded on that first account. This is very doable. I am not a fucking genius, okay? I'm really not. I promise you I'm not. I'm probably of average intelligence, maybe a little bit above average intelligence. I guess it just depends on what we're talking about or what we're doing, right? Because I've caught on very fast to this trading thing. There's guys in the Discord that have been doing this a long time, and they'll tell you about the fucking charts, and they'll say this is a cup and a handle, and this is a double bottom, a double top. I don't even know, a Fibonacci, and all these fucking names for what's happening on the chart, right? They know how to read these charts. I do not know how to do that. I will be 1,000% transparent with you, and I am making money. Why? Because I have an ability to look at the chart and sit there for an hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. The market will tell you what the market wants to do, whether it wants to go up, whether it wants to bounce in one spot, whether it wants to go down. Okay. You can, just by watching, you can have a certain degree of success. Like, maybe not success is not the word I'm looking for. You can have a certain degree of accuracy, right, in your trades. Now, how I make money, how I personally trade, a lot of people trade differently, and I will say I think this helped me, like being in the Discord by myself and kind of going rogue and doing my own thing. I wasn't kind of watching other people and how they traded. I kind of developed my own style that works for me personally, okay? And I'm going to tell you how I kind of do what I do. Now, what I was doing as soon as market would open, I'd see, are we going to trend up or trend down? I'd hop in real quick and I'd make some money. Now I've stopped doing that. I've given it a breather. I wait about 15 minutes and wait for that first breakout. Okay. Does the market want to go up? does the market want to go down? And then we'll kind of feel it out. We'll hop in whatever direction. I'll either play long or I'll short it. Okay. And we're going to make a little money right there. And we're going to ride that for as long as we can. And then we're going to slowly move up our stop loss, and we're going to take profits as it goes up. Right. And then the other way I like to trade is what we were talking about a second ago, where it's fucking bouncing in the middle, right? The market can't decide whether it wants to go up or whether it wants to go down. It's just chopping in the zone. I love to trade here when it is not extremely volatile, meaning there's not a huge volume. It's not jumping fucking 20 points in 2 seconds up or down. It's literally every 10, 15 seconds, it's going 3 to 5 points up. It's going 3 to 5 points down. You know, might hit a 10 one way or the other, but it's going to retrace, meaning it's going to go back the other way to average out to where it was hanging out in the middle. Okay. This is my favorite place to make money because I'm going to enter in whichever way I think it's going to go. Okay. Just from watching the markets, and it's going to drop those 5 points. Okay. And I'm going to grab some money out. Now, again, if you're watching it and it's been retracing, going up and down, now, once I sell whatever I was, long or short, I'm going to close that position, and then I'm going to open a new position going the opposite direction because I'm anticipating it to do that retrace where it bounces right back, okay? So whatever I just made on the bounce down, I'm going to double dip, and I'm going to make that again, okay? I made $2,000 just doing that in like 2 hours. Very low risk. I think I took one negative trade, and that was a position that actually ultimately came back and worked out for me. I just got scared and closed the position, but it did bounce back in the direction that I thought it would. That's another thing. Trust your fucking gut sometimes. Not always, but sometimes you are right. As you guys can see, I've been talking about trading for like 20 minutes now. Like I've been kind of really fucking entrenched in this. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. I like to play video games. It's kind of like a video game to me. I like to gamble. It is. Josh is gonna kill me again for saying this, but it's like educated gambling. Okay, just like a gambler who bets on a fucking sports team, if he's good at betting, there is a reason that he is picking that sports team or picking that whatever it is. He's done his due diligence. He's looked into, you know, the players on the team. He knows their stats. He knows if anybody's injured. He knows the other team, how they play. You know, he knows if there's any injuries over there. There's a method to what they're doing. It is educated gambling because it's never 100% certain. I shouldn't even say that because sometimes it is fucking 100% certain. There are plays where you're like, I'm 100% certain this is going to happen. And that's where you really make a lot of money. Now, again, Josh is going to kill me. He hates when people call it gambling. I don't know what else to compare it to. So that's why I call it gambling, but I don't think it is gambling if you do it correctly. Okay. But I'm just going to compare it to that. I don't think it's fucking investing, man. You're investing. That's what it is. You're not gambling. As long as you're doing your homework and being self-disciplined, mentally strong, you know, having a structure, having clear defined enter points, exit points, a strategy that you follow, okay? We talk about this. He talks about this a lot in the Discord with like, if 9 times out of 10 you win because you're making the right play, you're following your strategy and you're making the right play, okay? And let's say one time it doesn't work out for you, this isn't gambling, right? You've won 9 times. It's just sometimes the market doesn't give a fuck about the charts. The market doesn't give a fuck about anything. It just does whatever it's going to do for no real apparent reason, right? And you can't let that tilt you. You're going to lose sometimes. The key is to win more than you lose. Okay. I think like the stats on my trades were like 23 positive ones to like 1 negative, dude, or like 2. Like I don't lose very often. And like, again, I've only been doing this for 2 fucking weeks. Okay. If I can do this, guys, you can do it. I promise you. Okay. This has been life-changing. This Discord has been life-changing. Learning trading has been life-changing. That's why I've been talking about it for 25 fucking minutes now. I cannot exaggerate enough, okay? We talked about working for 10 hours for fucking $200. Some people out here are making $150, right? For 10 hours worth of work. $200, $250. Even if you make $300 in 10 hours, that's 10 hours of your life you're never getting back, dude. You were fucking stuck in a building, answering phone calls, stuck on a line somewhere, out in the field, out in the fucking heat, out in the cold, dude. Like, we're getting scammed. The American people, the people are getting fucking scammed. We are getting ripped off, right? This is a way for you to get your freedom back. Yes, is it going to take an investment of time and a little investment of money? 100%. But this is a way for you to get your freedom back, okay? I literally cannot stress this enough, guys. Now, I will do another podcast within a week, okay, after my first week of funded trading, and I will report back how I'm doing to let you know again that this is working for me, right? And if I can make it work, I promise you that you can make it work, dude. You can do it, okay? Go on TikTok, look up futures traders live. Go on YouTube, look up futures traders live. Watch it. If you got a little bit of money, man, if you got a little bit of capital to throw around, look into options, okay? Join this fucking Discord. I promise you. Josh is a wizard. He's been doing this shit. Go back and listen to the other podcast. He's been doing this for 13 years, I think. And he's been a professional full-time trader for 7, 8 years, maybe more. I don't know. A long time. He's been doing this for a long time, at least 5 years. He's been full-time trading. He has a fucking full community. He's, putting out, he's a content creator that's all based around trading. This guy lives, breathes, eats, and sleeps the market. Okay? And I'm not just saying that. Again, I don't just say shit just to say it, right? Josh has been awesome. He's like literally all the guys in the Discord has been amazing mentors. Oh, dude, speaking of the Discord, right? $60 a month. We have 3 classes, I think, a week right now, maybe more. We have a futures class, we have an options class, we have a trade review class, and then we have the fucking luxury, okay? There's a guy named Rob. He's a financial advisor. I think he's ranked in like the top 10 financial, he might be top 5 financial advisors in the United States, okay? And we have access to this guy in our Discord, and he gives us a weekly class on how to manage your finances. Taxes, retirement plans, life insurance, dude, all kinds of stuff. Okay. It's $60. This is invaluable. And I know I sound like a fucking shill. And like I said, I am an affiliate. And again, though, I would not be telling you this is well worth $60. Okay. Don't buy your fucking coffee for 10 days a month. There you go. You got your thing. You got your money. Don't eat out for like 5 times. Eating out's expensive as hell. What, $10 to $15 every time you eat out? There's 4 or 5 times. Don't go out to eat dinner twice in a month. You maybe even once. You've paid for your Discord membership, and I promise you, you can get a return on your investment within a month for sure if you have a little bit of money to play around with to do options trading. 2 months if you're. And I'm being like, conservative. 2 months if you're like getting into futures, that gives you time to kind of learn what you're doing, get funded, actually get a payout. Let's say 2 months. Okay. Well worth it, right? Well worth it. What are you going to pay $60 that's going to give you a return like this? Not much. Also, every Friday, if you're religious, we do a Bible study in the Discord. Okay. And I said a little bit ago, I was going to circle back to this. Now, I won't say that I'm a Christian or I'm not a Christian or I'm really religious in any way, but I 100%, 1000%, I believe in a higher power. I do believe in a creator. I do of some sort. I just don't know what it is. Now, with that being said, when I started doing this podcast, when I started my business, I got on Facebook and I added a couple thousand people, like at least 1,000. Okay. Random people just to promote my podcast, promote my business. Okay. That's how social media works. You should do it if that's your goal. Now, with that being said, I didn't know Josh. He was one of the random people that I added on Facebook. Okay. Not only did I happen to randomly add him, I wasn't interested in trading either. So it's not like the fucking algorithm could have knew, hey, throw me this guy. He's a trader. Okay. I didn't I wasn't interested in that at the time, wasn't talking about it, wasn't thinking about it. So not only do I get lucky and I add this guy, but out of the 2,500 friends that I had, I think I have more than that, like 2.7, 2.9, something like that. He happens to pop up on my timeline. He starts popping up on my news feed, right? Trading. Hey, I got this Discord. Hey, I got, trading. Hey, here's my YouTube links to my new video I just put out about whatever. Okay. And I'm watching this shit and I'm liking it. I'm loving it. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Right on, right on. Then I'm like, hey, I'm going to do a podcast with this. I want to do a podcast with this guy. Cause then I did start to get interested in trading. So we did the podcast. Now before that, I kept saying I was going to get in the Discord. And at this time, the Discord was fucking free. Okay. I was going to get in the Weeble. I was going to, start an account, all that shit. Hadn't done it. Probably a month goes by, maybe even 2 months of me seeing this guy on my Facebook, maybe longer, honestly. Probably all summer. So finally we do the podcast. And after that, talking to him, picking his brain a little bit about the markets, what to do, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, bet 100% I'm going to fucking do this. So I go home, probably about a week because I didn't have a lot of money at the time. I open a Weeble account. I put $240 in it and I joined the Discord. Okay. And I just lurked. I kind of didn't do anything. Just watched, and waited. Now, again, I got impatient, made some stupid fucking options plays. I wasn't really following Josh. He did the 90 to 100K account like right around the same time that I got in. But again, if I had been following every trade that he did, we'd be up to like $500 right now. Maybe a little bit less, I don't know. And that was like 3 months ago. Not bad. The account's up a lot. But I'm just impatient. We've talked about this already. So anyways, back to my point. I meet Josh. We do the podcast. I get into trading. Okay, now I get into futures, right? I've been in a very dark spot. I'm here doing this podcast with you, and I'm going to tell you right now, if I had not gotten into trading, okay, if I had not started to do well with trading, I don't think I would be here doing this podcast. I don't know if I would have the mental energy to be doing this podcast. I don't know if I would... I just don't know. I feel like I would still be depressed, but like my mood is very dependent on how I am doing in life. And right now I feel like I'm doing good. I feel like the stars are kind of starting to align, for a lack of better words. Now, this is where we get back to, believing in a higher power. At this point, I don't know if I can deny that. Like, again, we have a Bible study on Friday in this Discord. Everybody in this Discord is kind of religious. One guy is like, believes in the Bible, like very firmly, okay? Like these people are very religious, right? Great people. Now, again, what are the odds that I fucking add this guy randomly, okay? And then he randomly shows up on my timeline, and then we talk, and then I do a podcast with him, okay? And again, I podcast, right? I would have to podcast for me to do a podcast with this guy, for me to even add this guy. It's like everything had to have happened the way it happened, or we wouldn't be sitting here right now. And of course, you could say, oh, you're just fucking connecting the dots because it just happened like that, and you're trying to find a reason, where there isn't really one. It's just random, and random shit happens. Maybe it fucking does. Maybe random shit really does happen. I'm not buying that. At this point, I'm not buying that. Okay. Just looking back on my life. And again, we talked about this in another podcast. I think I did, what was the 7 days one? Or maybe the one before that was kind of talking about my whole life and all that. My mom, all that stuff. I don't believe that everything is random. It might not be like fully predetermined, but I think that, God or whatever it is out there opens doors for you or puts you on a certain path, and he lets you make the decision, right? You can go left, or you can go right, or you can go straight, okay? Or you can even go backwards, right? It's up to you, ultimately. Now, whichever way you choose to go, okay, there may be 3 other choices, 4 other choices on the other side of that path. Now, again, it's up to you to pick the right ones or, take the opportunities that are presented to you. I could have easily not traded. I am telling you guys, I firmly believe that this can change your lives, okay? I was gonna save this whole trading podcast for another time because I wanted to kind of talk about the depression stuff, but there really isn't fucking much to talk about, man. It's kind of me just being a bitch. Like when it comes down to it, it's kind of me just being a fucking bitch. And I need to get over that, but it's fucking hard. When you got 6 people depending on you, dude, a minimum wage job doesn't cut it. So I am out here trying to figure out, okay, how to make enough money for my family. And working a W-2 9-to-5 job isn't going to cut it for me. I don't have a college degree. I don't have a bunch of work experience where I can jump in somewhere making fucking $80,000, $100,000, $120,000 a year. It's just not going to happen, okay? So I have to be an entrepreneur. I can't give up. I have to keep looking for the next thing that I think is going to catapult me to the next level. Okay. And I think I found it with trading. I really do think I found it with trading. Now, we were talking about not being able to get a job. Well, I did get a job with Charter Spectrum as a sales guy. Okay. Pay is $18 an hour plus commission. Not fucking ideal. Right? We just talked about that working 10 hours. Let's say I work a 10-hour day. That's $180 before the taxes come out. What am I making? $140 a day? $150 a day? What the fuck is that? What am I going to do with that? Okay? This is what we're talking about. Now, with that being said, I got that charter job. I start on January 6th. Okay? Now, I don't go in until 12 o'clock. This is why I'm not totally upset about the charter job. It is a stable income, okay, that I can do while I trade. Markets open at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to get in a lot of good plays in 2 hours, even 3 hours. I don't got to leave until 11 o'clock. So 2.5 hours I can play the market, right? About 2 hours, actually. That's plenty of time for me to make an extra $200 a day, $300 a day. I could make even $1,000 in that time period. It just depends on how I play the market. I'm not upset about that. That is going to, plus I get commission, but it's like 12 weeks of fucking training at Charter, dude, before you even get that. And then you have like another 6-week thing after that. So like I'm going to be scraping by. They give you like a supplemental commission thing in that period, like to give you a base of like what you could potentially make, or on the lower end of what you could potentially make. I know some people there do like 60,000 pretty easily. There's some people making up over 100K. I don't know how long they've been there, how many sales they do, all that stuff, but you can make okay money in sales. You really can. But that's not really what I want to do. I got 4 kids. I'm not trying to sit in an office for 10 hours a day, plus an hour commute there and an hour commute back. That sounds awful. That's 12 hours of my day that I don't get to see my kids, right? That's not what I'm trying to do. That's another reason why I want to be an entrepreneur. I've said this before, but I am a terrible, great employee. Okay? And what I mean by that is I'm going to show up to my job, okay? I'm gonna kick ass. I'm gonna be better than 95% of the people there. Okay. I'm gonna try very hard. But just know, in the back of my mind, I'm racing, I'm running, and I'm trying to figure out my next move to get the fuck out of there. Because I'm not making enough. I guarantee you, I'm not making enough. I don't think I'm making enough. Okay. So that's what I mean by I'm a terrible, great employee. I'm not going to probably stick around, okay? But when I'm there, I'm going to do my fucking job, and I'm going to do it well. But I just can't be a W-2 employee, especially like, you can call it Dunning-Kruger. Maybe I fucking got that. I don't know, which means basically you think you know more shit than you actually do, which could be very true. But when it comes to certain things, I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. And working, I've probably had 15 different jobs. Man, management is fucking retarded a lot of the time. These people are terrible. They got their jobs because they fucking know somebody, okay? Or they're somebody's cousin, somebody's fucking aunt, uncle, brother, sister, a brother-in-law, their wife's, whatever it may be, okay? That's how they got the job. They're not really qualified for the motherfucker. They lucked into it. They're kind of skating by. That's not how I operate in anything that I do, okay? If I'm going to do something, I'm going to try to be the best at it. Like 100%. I am going to try to be the best. I might not be the best, but I'm going to be performing better than the average person. I promise you. I always have in every job I've ever worked at. It's how I am, man. I started from the fucking bottom. I started from the bottom now. No, I started from the bottom. And I'm fucking only a quarter way out of the bottom. Right? I'm hungry. Everything I do reflects that. We are fucking starving over here. Okay? And I'm going to do everything in my power to fucking win. Whenever I feel good. No, I'm kidding. We're working on that. Right? We're working on that mental aspect. We're working on that discipline. Just do it, right? The very first episode of my podcast. How the fuck did we fall from that to this? Okay? I'll tell you how. Okay? We can go on another tangent here. We're getting off of trading. Okay? I'm going to go on another tangent. We're only 55 minutes in. I'm going to keep going. This has been a good podcast, I think. It started out a little rough. It's usually how they go, though. I got to fucking warm up. You know, your boy's got to get in the zone. I haven't spoken in a long time. Shit's just coming to me. Bow, 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 bow. But anyways, now, with that being said, the discipline thing, all of that shit, okay? You can watch all these fucking self-motivation, self-help, all this shit on YouTube, all this shit on TikTok, okay? That's fine. That's dandy. I agree 100%, okay? But you do not need to idolize these fucking people. You don't need to watch that shit 24/7, okay? Now, I'll tell you why. 99% of these motherfuckers are saying nothing, okay? They're saying the same shit that everybody else is saying, but maybe in a different way. It's the same shit, though. Okay, I promise you. They're not saying anything fucking profound. They're not saying anything life-changing, okay? If you want that, go look up Tony Robbins. Go look up Les Brown, I think, okay? These guys, those two guys are the only two that I know like the names of. And if you want a motivational speaker, you're going to be hard-pressed to find many people better than them, okay? Now, all these fucking new people, they're grifters, man. They're fucking grifters, okay? They're saying the same shit that these guys have said and 1,000 other people have said, okay? And they're just rewording it over and over and over again. They're selling fucking workshops. They're selling these fucking speaking events. They're doing all this dumb shit that's preying on these fucking people who are mentally weak, right? And they're looking for somebody to save them. Dude, never pay for this shit. Like I said, you can find it on YouTube for free. Okay? Never pay for this shit. I promise you. I got into another argument with one of these fucking guys on the internet. Okay? He got all mad at me because I told people don't pay for fucking this shit. And he sells consulting for, I don't even fucking know what. But it's a racket. Okay? I'm sorry. It's a fucking racket. Get mad at me. I don't really give a shit. These fucking guys can all fuck off. They all think they're all high and fucking mighty because they got a podcast and they sell out these events and they got money to go to these fucking studios where it costs $600 to make a fucking episode or 3 episodes or whatever, and they have somebody fucking no, dude, get the fuck out of here. You're not better than anybody else. These guys all fucking talk down to me. They fucking blow me off. Fuck you, okay? And I'm gonna clip this shit and I'm gonna put it on my socials too. I don't really give a shit. There's another guy who fucking produces shit, and I've talked to this dude like 3 times, and again, he just blows me off. He thinks he's fucking better than everybody else, I guess. I don't fucking know. Fuck that guy, too. I was supposed to do something with him, and he messaged me back, and yeah, he's just a kind of a little prick. Anyways, the point I'm getting at here is with all these fucking self-help guys and these motivational guys, right? Okay? All these fucking people, I'd say 80% of them are on TRT. They're on testosterone. They're on hormone replacement therapy. You're fucking Andy Elliott's. You're fucking, I don't know about Andy Frisella, honestly, but maybe, probably. Even Joe Rogan. I mean, the dude he admits it, right? That's how he has all this drive. And I'll tell you how I fucking know that. Because I was on TRT when I first started doing this podcast. Okay? It makes you a fucking conqueror. It makes you have all this drive, have all this ambition. It gives you mental clarity. It gives you energy. It does so much for your mental. It's fucking crazy. So these guys are sitting here telling you, oh, you just need to be strong. You need to. No, they're fucking juiced to the tits, dude. They're doing greater than normal fucking doses. That's how they have the ambition and the drive that they have. They might have that underlying, but it's fucking amplified times 10. Everything they're doing is easier for them to do. Okay, I promise you. I've been off TRT for like over a year now, and my life has fucking sucked. My mental has sucked. Okay, it's been awful. Honestly, awful. I wish I could get back on it, but I'm fucking poor. Now I got off of it, and I was like, I want to see if I can, do this on my own. Like, do this naturally. Because I did go get tested. I did have low T. It was like in the fucking, dude, I had the testosterone of like a 85-year-old man or some shit. It was bad, right? But I was also eating like shit. I was sleeping like shit. I wasn't working out. Okay, those are all factors. So I wanted to see if like I could do it on my own. Well, guess what? I got off the TRT, right? My ambition dies. My fucking mental health degrades. My drive to do anything fucking falls. So I'm not working out. I'm still eating not great. I'm still not sleeping well. I'm kind of just fucking getting by, right? So it's like, how do you put yourself in the position or the mind state to even do it on your own, right? Because it truly is fucking hard. Now, with that being said, there are certain things that I don't have a problem doing on my own, right? It's just some things are harder than others. And it honestly comes down to lack of discipline, lack of routine. Also, again, being the sole provider, there's just a lot that I have to do, man. Then again, that's no excuse. I could work out of my fucking house, dude. You don't need a gym, man. Me and Desmond did 100 push-ups a day and 100 squats, body squats, body weight for 100 days. You could do that. You could up the fucking ante and do, you say you're doing 20 a set, go to fucking 30 and keep at the 30 for a while, then go up to 40 and, you can do it. You can do that at home. You can still get the shit in. You cannot buy the trash food. I promise you too. I got some deer from a buddy a while back, deer season in Missouri. And he gave me, I don't remember how much, dude. I had at least like 2 weeks worth of meat, deer meat. Okay. I ate that shit every day. I was making deer burgers. I was making deer chili. And I'm telling you, mentally, dude, I felt awesome. My willpower increased like tenfold. I wasn't eating as much shit. I had more energy. I felt great, dude. I just felt great. I ran out of deer meat. Guess what happened? Your boy hopped back on the shit, right? The trash food, the being lazy. Like, I was going to the gym again. Like, dude, your gut microbiome, again, go back to the podcast with Chad, Cross, steak and eggs, right? Your gut microbiome dictates a lot of your neurological shit, right? What you want to eat, what you want to do, it matters. 100% it matters, okay? Causation isn't correlation, or correlation isn't causation, I think. I don't know. See, that's a Dunning-Kruger, right? Am I fucking retarded, or do I know what I'm talking about? Sometimes I think I do, maybe not. But it definitely matters. It helps. It makes a difference. The thing is, you have to just start doing it. And then once you start doing it, don't slip. Because once you slip one time, you're fucking toast. It takes, I think, 21 days to develop a habit, and you can ruin it in one. Okay? That's why, like, when I used to work out way, way, way back in the day, fuck, man. I cannot stop yawning. It's kind of late here. I didn't get much sleep last night. Way back in the day when I worked out, dude, I did like 6 days a week. I didn't go super hard, but I worked out every single day because having that, I just didn't want to, I didn't want to get off of it. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to break the habit and then just fall off the fucking earth. Okay. And I don't even know what happened. I think we had our son and kind of just, dude, yeah. I've never been in shape since then. That was 8 years ago. Like, what the fuck, dude? That's so important. Like, I talk about that 56-year-old guy. He works out twice a day, but he is also on TRT, right? I'm telling you guys, it fucking matters, okay? That shit matters. That was the whole point of this, okay? Don't be fooled by these fucking guys out here talking about, oh, that's the other guy too that shit on me and thinks he's way better than me. He's got this podcast and all this shit, and makes people, he does consulting and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, the motherfucker's on TRT too. He's fucking juiced. Now, nothing wrong with it, right? But be transparent. Don't act like all this fucking drive and ambition you have is just natural and you're just fucking doing it, okay? That's my problem with it. I don't care with someone being on TRT. That's fine, right? Be transparent. That's it. I'm very transparent. Whatever's going on, I'll fucking say it like it is. I'll tell you guys how it is. Yeah. And I mean, you know, I should talk to these fucking guys, and that's why I have this podcast, because, you know, a couple of them didn't want me to be on their podcast, okay? I did another podcast with another guy. I don't think that ever fucking came out, which, whatever. I don't really care, but it's just a thing. I have this podcast because fuck the other people. I don't need them. And then eventually I'll get big enough, I'll be to a point where they're going to want me to come on their podcast, and guess what? No, right? You didn't give me a fucking chance when I was at the bottom. Oh, now you want to talk to your boy because I'm successful, air quote, unquote, right? Now I got something to offer to you. No, I fucking can't stand that shit either. With that being said, there are a couple people that want to come on the podcast, but dude, my house is fucking shit. I hate it. We've been so fucking broke. I can't afford to fix the things that are broken in here. So it looks like shit. I don't want to invite these people over to my fucking home to see it. It looks like trash. I did get a new fucking cool ass, okay? Since last time we've done a podcast, you see the background's a little different here. We got a cool ass corner table thing. It goes, I don't know what it's called. My fiance fucking told me about it, and I've been obsessed ever since. I think it's a breakfast nook. It's got a bench on the side over here, big long kitchen table, a bench over here that goes along the wall, and then it bends in the corner, and then it comes a little bit behind me, okay? I got this table, and I'm like, this is fucking perfect for podcasts. This can be where I have my podcast. Before I was doing it on the dog kennel, right? I can't have a fucking guest on a dog kennel. Every guest I've had on this podcast, I've went to them, okay? So now I can invite people over, but there's still some shit that's like very bad in my house that is kind of fucking embarrassing, to be honest with you, which I'm trying to work on fixing. But again, money's kind of a thing, an issue. But with that being said, I have a guy who is big into archery. He does a nonprofit locally where he trains kids. I think it's like $70 for a fucking year, dude, of these classes, for archery target training or shooting or whatever. Like, he does this shit professionally, right? Kids get scholarships to go to college on archery. He's in it. They travel the country doing this shit. I want to do a podcast with him. Okay, he's interested. He wants to get on here. He's reached out a couple times. I have a guy, Tom, who's a dog trainer. He's also like kind of very spiritual, kind of turned his life around. He helped us with my bully that we had. Unfortunately, that dog just, I don't want to say it was just a dog, but there was some stuff not right in his head, man. He just, when it came to other animals, it was kill. Like, that was all he knew. We tried to get it trained out. Maybe it was too late. Maybe we did a fucking terrible job raising him. You know, I don't know. Unfortunately, we had to put him down before he would hurt somebody or hurt somebody else. But anyways, he wants to, or another animal. He wants to, I'll talk about that too. He wants to come on the podcast. And then I have a local woman who owns a cleaning business, and she does very, very well, man. She, 6 figures a year. I want to get her on the podcast, talk about how she got started. I have another cleaning couple. They started a cleaning company. They're doing extremely well. They've only been doing it for like a year, maybe. I want to get them on the podcast. They've showed interest. I have a local musician who wants to get on the podcast. I have another local musician who wants to get on the podcast. We talked about it on the last episode. Me and Cora have talked multiple times about doing podcasts on many different fucking things. We just don't do them because it's so hard, man. With all the kids, for us both to be like, okay, let's do a podcast, right? And then I've also talked about how Cora is like kind of more structured and she wants to write everything down and she's got facts and she's got this, that, and the other thing. And I'm kind of more like willy fucking nilly, just roll with it, you know? But I listened to, I think Spotify Wrapped came out last year or for this year. I had 46,000 minutes worth of podcasts listened to, right? That's how I can sit here and just do this. We're on an hour and 10 minutes and I've been talking the whole fucking time. And if you listen to other people podcasts, right, how slow do them motherfuckers talk? So my hour and 10 minutes is really like 2 hours because we go around here, right? We don't fuck around. But my point is, I can do that because I've just listened to so many podcasts, right? It just comes natural to me. I'm trying to get another guy on the podcast who he is a motivational speaker. He does do speaking events. He goes to schools and shit like that, but he's not a cunt about it. Lack of a better term. He wrote a book. I did attend one of his speaking events and he was very good. It wasn't like necessary. It was motivational, but not in the sense of like, oh, you can get up and do it. Like he was kind of telling his story, you know, and then it also had a point behind it. And it was also like his first or second real speaking event, I think. And he did really good, man. So I'm trying to get him on here. He also owns a painting business. He owns a fucking Taekwondo place. He's an all around good dude. He's a very busy guy. Anytime I fucking ask him a question, anytime I see him, he's super cordial. He's super friendly. He, you know, answers my questions. He talks to me. He's a very down to earth, cool guy. These other fucking people around here, dude, they think their shit doesn't stink and it pisses me off, but whatever. I digress. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes here. I know I said I was going to go a little bit longer. We did. But I think I'm kind of running out of shit to talk about. This podcast has been all over the place. I really need to clip this fucking episode and put it on the socials. We did cover a lot of stuff. Like I said, I will put the top step stuff in the description below. I'll put the Discord in the description below. I'll put a link again to Josh's Facebook, his fucking YouTube, the website. Like the only thing I ask is if you are going to sign up for the Discord, please, please, please use my link, right? I don't get a ton for it, but it does give me like, I think $20 or something like that for every link that signs up. So basically I get a little discount on my membership, which I still pay for as an affiliate, right? Yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, if you're watching this, I'm glad you're fucking back. I'm sorry that it's been 3 fucking months for the people who are watching this and have been waiting for me to put something out. My apologies. Even the last episode I did with Josh, I think took me like a month and a half. It was just sitting on my fucking hard drive. I thought there was a problem with the audio, but it was really only in the beginning for like a second, and then it kind of fixed itself. So I didn't put that podcast out for a long fucking time because I'm like OCD about everything has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. Everything has to look good, right? That's a character flaw, but you know, that's what I strive for, and everything that I do. We talked about it, right? It stems into literally everything, which also sometimes kind of makes me a dick. Because if things don't go my way, I kind of get fucking upset. So I'm just used to being able to do things pretty quickly. But yeah. If you haven't subscribed, if you're not following, go to the Facebook page, go to my Spotify, hit the follow button, go on YouTube, hit subscribe, man. Share this podcast. If you like the podcast, please share it. I would love for this to start getting some views, and I could get some sponsorships. That'd be fucking awesome. Even if I could get something for like, dude, $30 a month. You know, I've thought about maybe doing a Patreon, but I want to get to where I'm more consistent because I don't feel like it's fair to people to fucking give me money and I'm putting out one fucking episode a month or whatever I'm doing. I need to get more consistent before I do that. But, I mean, my link tree that has all my links on it, I pay every month, like $10 a month. The Riverside that I upload all my shit to and do the edits and stuff, I pay like $30 a month for that, for the hosting platform. Spotify we pay monthly for. Like, I'm losing money every month to do this podcast. It's literally just a passion project, but I would love to get a sponsorship that would, you know, even $65 a month. That would cover like all my expenses to do this podcast, and that'd be fucking sick. Yeah, so I will try to maybe do another podcast within the next week if I can think of something to talk about, or, actually I will 100%. We'll do another podcast after Christmas. Okay. Touching base with what I did on my funded account, where I got, I do need to get a couple more improvements. Oh man, I got more shit to talk about. Okay, definitely we're going to do a podcast next week. I just thought of some other shit that happened. But I need to do some improvements. I need to get a few things. Oh, I got another girl. Our midwife, our doula, who helped deliver 2 of our 4 children. I want to get her on the podcast. Dude, she's awesome. Without her, I don't think we could have done what we did. I do want to get her on. She's been busy, and again, I was waiting to get shit kind of organized, get this table set up. I do need to get a couple things. I want to get a mic boom that like swings around for my guests, because these mic stands are very short, and you see I'm like leaned forward, but that's so I know how to podcast. I know you need to talk into the microphone. A lot of the guests don't understand that, especially if they don't podcast a lot. So I want to get something that they can kind of move, they can be comfortable, they can pull it to their face and talk, which again, money constraint. So in time, but slowly we're going to get some stuff. I also want to get like a fucking LED thing behind me here that says the Kyle Show on it. That'd be fucking sick, I think. I want to get some bookshelves. I just want to do this whole little corner over here. I'm going to end up mudding and taping this wall, painting it. I want to put some shelves up, and then we'll go to like a landscape instead of a portrait mode, and then that will kind of be the backdrop for the podcast. I also want to get some fucking cameras instead of my phone, but dude, they're like $300 a piece, bro, for these cameras that I want, and I want to get 2 of them at least, because then you can do like shift from one person to another, like who's talking. We'll have both the cameras going, and you can download this AI that's like very, very good at cutting and switching back and forth the video on who's talking and who's not. And that would be fucking awesome. That would take my podcast to the next level, I feel like. Okay. So we're slowly but surely, right? It comes back to that patience thing that we were talking about, man. You just gotta I gotta stay consistent. I keep saying you guys, but me, I. Be the change you want to see in the world, right? I have to stay consistent. I have to stay self-disciplined. If I can do it, then I can spread that out to everybody else. They can see, hey, fucking Kyle's bitch ass is doing this shit. So can I, And that's a fucking fact right there. So stay patient, people. Stay on the grind. Stay on the road. Make the right choices. God gives you a door, he opens that motherfucker, run through it, dude, barrel through it. Don't even think about it, right? If it's the right thing to do, you feel it in your gut, fucking take the shot. Kill shot. Boom. Go. But I'm going to get off here. We've been going for an hour and 18 minutes. I keep saying I'm going to stop, and then I keep talking. Man, I just got a lot built up. It feels good to fucking do this. Feels good to be back, baby. Whoo, it's the Missourian. I don't even know. What fucking starts with M, bro? We did Malamute. What is it? Is that a dog? It's the Missourian Massacre and Mayhem Microphone. I don't know. I'm fucking out. Peace.